welcome. I'm glad to see you here. For those of you who join us live, or if you're joining later on the replay, thank you for being here. Today, we are joined again by the folks from Fullscript. We did have a webinar with them last year as well, which many of you attended and watched on replay. It's such a great resource, so I'm glad to have them back again. This time we have David Winton joining us. You can see him on screen here with me. And he's an expert in supporting practitioners on Fullscript, and he's going to help us learn how we can supplement our practices with Fullscript. He's going to talk a bit about how we can easily add revenue to our practice, save time, support better client outcomes, and all of this being accomplished by leveraging the free tools and services that Fullscript has to offer. This will build a little bit on, as I said, the webinar that we had last year. And we're going to take a bit of a closer look. I know we have some questions queued up from folks who sent them in advance about integrations and the revenue earning options specifically. So I'm excited to dig into that a little bit more. A little bit about Dave before we get started. He is an integration specialist at Fullscript. He was born and raised in Ottawa, Ontario, where he currently lives with his wife and 2 young daughters. And in his role as an integration specialist, he has leveraged his strong analytical and problem-solving skills to identify and address complex integration challenges. He possesses a deep understanding of different systems and their interdependencies, enabling him to develop innovative solutions that bridge gaps and improve overall business performance. Throughout his career, Dave has fostered strong relationships with both clients and colleagues, facilitating effective communication and collaboration in cross-functional teams, which is exactly what we all need as nutritionists, bridging that gap between the rest of the medical team and our clients and potentially families or other folks who are in supportive roles. So I'm really excited, Dave, to have you here today. Thank you for joining us. And I'll really turn it over to you from here to share what you've got going, and we can circle back around if there's any questions at the end. As I said, we have a few queued up from people who sent them in advance, and then anyone who joins live, if they have them, we can get to that at the end.
That's fantastic. Thanks so much, Veronica. So first off, everybody can see my screen okay? Looks good to me, I think.
Looks good.
All righty. So yeah, thank you again. Thanks for taking the time, everyone, to participate in this webinar. As Veronica mentioned, my name is David. I'm super excited to be here today. And my hope is that I can shed some light on Fullscript as a whole and showcase some of our amazing features that will benefit you in your practice. As well, we'll be going through a demo of the platform provided by myself, of course. And you can view for yourself just how easy it can be to get started and leverage our amazing tools and resources. So yeah, we did hear a little bit about myself, but just to kind of elaborate on that, I've been with Fullscript just shy of 4 years, started on our customer success team on the front lines. This was a really great experience as I was able to learn the platform inside and out. In this role, I handled any and all issues, helped troubleshoot inquiries from both providers and clients. Long story short, I've seen it all. It's been a really great experience. About 2 years ago, I moved on to the sales team where I helped onboard practitioners who were new to the platform. I assisted them in setup as well as helping them grow their account and offer tips and tricks to streamline their workflows. So yeah, since January of last year, I've been part of the integrations team, as Veronica said, still very provider facing, but specialized more so on our various integration partners. So essentially, if you use an EHR or an EMR and you want it to connect it to Fullscript, you'll be dealing directly with me. So yeah, today let's talk about the agenda. We'll begin with an overview of Fullscript, followed by a demo, as I mentioned, provided by myself. Then we'll get into margin accounts and how you can earn revenue with Fullscript. Then we'll do a dive into the patient experience and all the benefits they'll also receive by being a client within your Fullscript dispensary. And then we can wrap with a Q&A where I'm happy to answer any and all questions. So to start, let's go ahead and meet Fullscript. With Fullscript, practitioners have access to over 300 top brands and thousands of products all in one place. Our platform streamlines the entire process from prescribing to delivery, making it easier for practitioners to enhance patient care and adherence to treatment plans. Patients also benefit from Fullscript by gaining access to trusted, evidence-based supplements that are recommended by their healthcare practitioners. They can conveniently order their prescribed products online and have them delivered right to their doorstep, eliminating the hassle of searching for and purchasing supplements elsewhere. So why supplements? By nature of the word, supplements are meant to supplement a healthy diet and lifestyle, but whether by way of behavior or nature, meaning the decrease in nutrient density in our food or the result of a health condition, many clients need support via supplementation, and that's where we come in. So at this time, I'm just going to kind of jump in and I'm going to showcase the platform a little bit. And I'm just going to tab over here to my Fullscript account. Now, can people see a Fullscript account at this time?
Yep, looks
Okay,
good.
fantastic. Thanks. So yeah, I created this account a few days ago in literally 5 minutes. So that, speaks to the ease of use, or, the ease in getting started at the very least. So to start, I'm going to go through a couple of really great features or settings, if you will. And then I'm going to go into the two main recommendation pieces that I really think are the backbone of our software. So to start, I'm going to click into my initials here on the top right, where I'm going to come down to my dispensary settings, where I'd like to showcase our patient welcome page. Now, the patient welcome page is really a great feature in that it acts like an invite to your dispensary. And of course, along with that comes some great personalization options. So as you can see, you can input a dispensary name here. I've put Dave's Supplement Dispensary. And there's also a unique URL that goes along with that. And that would essentially be how you can provide that invite. So, you can paste that anywhere you'd like eyes on it. You can even personalize that to take it a step further. As you can see, I've put Dave's Sups. That might need a bit of a rework, but anyways, it's there. And then lastly, you can provide a logo. So, some really great personalization features. And once that's complete, we can actually preview that welcome page from the patient or client experience by clicking this button on the right. And yeah, this is exactly what your clients would be seeing if you'd shared that link and they've clicked in. So you'll have that personalization right living at the top as well, just to kind of showcase how easy it is to create an account. All they'll have to do is enter a first name, last name, an email address, and then create a password and create account below. Once that's done, they're jumped right into their account within your Fullscript dispensary, where they can view protocols you've created or recommendations you've sent off, leverage favorite categories, or simply search the catalog pertaining to whatever permissions you've allotted. So I'm just going to go back to edit here. And speaking to those favorites categories, I'll just show that piece as well quite quickly. So I'm going to come over to catalog here. We're going to come down to favorites. And as you can see, I've created a few different categories here myself, but I really wanted to speak to this because it's a really great piece for two main reasons. Number one, for ease of use. Fullscript has a very robust catalog with hundreds of brands, thousands of products. So it's really great to leverage these if you're looking for something quickly to add to save for later. As well, though, you can actually leverage these to almost showcase your favorite products to your clients. So you can make this available to them. There are permission settings that you can provide that they can essentially shop your favorites categories. So it's a really great way to get the word out there for what you might recommend brand-wise or even just favorite products altogether. So now that we've covered those two main pieces, I'm going to cover the two recommendation pieces that, like I said, really are the backbone of the Fullscript software. So to begin, we'll write a new recommendation. So I'm going to click this green button up at the top, where it will present you with a blank treatment plan. So to start this process, we will either select an existing client, or we can create a client on the fly. As I mentioned, all that you'll need is a first name, last name, and email address. I will select an existing here. So let's go with Bill Walters. Now that I've got my client populated here at the top, we can begin filling this out. So we'll begin with a personal message. I'm just going to pretend that I met with Bill today. And once our messaging is in place, I should also mention you can take advantage of this snippet tool. That's where you can essentially save messaging for future use to cut back, save some time, I guess. And now I'm going to select this Add Supplements and Resources button, where, as you'll see, it's going to slide over the catalog. And immediately it will present you with a list of your frequently recommended products to start. Once again, a really beneficial tool in terms of easy finding. But for anything that you're searching out, this search bar will definitely do the trick. You can search three main areas as well as keyword search. And those three main areas are brand, supplement type, and ingredient. So just to showcase this feature as well, let's look for a zinc product. And that's just a keyword search. It's going to return 534 products, which, that can be a bit of an undertaking. Look.
Uh-oh.
I
Oh,
think
we
to
get
kind of
into,
sift through all of that
oh,
and
there
find
you
just
go.
what you're low. So I'm going to click this filters button on the right. Did something happen? Am I back?
You're
You're
back.
back.
You froze for just a moment, just after you brought up the 534 results for zinc.
Okay. And so my screen is moving okay at this point. I can kind of just backtrack a little bit.
Yeah, looks good again.
Fantastic. Phew, thank you. All right. So what I've done essentially is I click this filters button, and it's opened up a bunch of great filtration options to really dial in what you're looking for. Just to showcase this, let's narrow this down to pure encapsulations products. And we were at 500 and some products. Now we're down to 21, and much more manageable at this point in time. If we were looking to read a little bit more about the supplement in particular, let's say it's this zinc 15, I can just click on the image of the product where it'll give me a great overview of the product itself. It'll give me dosing instructions, supplement facts, as well as some similar products in most cases below. And if this looks good, I can just simply click add to add to my treatment plan. So now I'll go back to my catalog. If we're happy with what we've prescribed here, we can actually leverage a few other great resources inside of this catalog. You're going to see favorites, so you can leverage your favorites right from within the catalog here. As well, we have an array of resources. Now, this is a feature that kind of gets slept on a lot. I love to highlight this when I'm speaking to practitioners because I think it is such a valuable tool. Number one, you can upload your own resources, be it educational materials or maybe something client specific. You can add away and definitely attach that right into the recommendation here. As well, Fullscript has a wealth of client resources. This can be anything from handouts to guides to recipes to infographics, and they've all been curated by our medical advisory team. So if they pertain to what you're writing for, please feel free to add away here, and your patient can view and benefit from. And lastly, you do have a tab here for patient history. Now, this is also a really great feature so that you can kind of, if nothing else, see where you left off last time or see what might need further addressing. So now that I've got my product in place, I'm going to close down this catalog. I've got my product living inside the treatment plan, and you're going to see it's populated with the brand's recommended dosage. Of course, that's a great jumping off point, but I can fine tune that to whatever I'd like. I can do 2 capsules, set a duration of 6 months if I'd like, of up to 6 months. And you'll see a little speech bubble here, and that will live beneath that supplement in the treatment plan. This is where I can put something like, let's say, take with food. So if this all looks good at this point in time and I'm ready to send this off to Bill, let's go ahead and send this recommendation, where it will then present me with a successful recommendation sent message here. So from a patient or client standpoint, Bill here is going to receive an email from Fullscript on behalf of yourself, letting him know that there's a recommendation ready and waiting. If his phone number was provided by yourself when creating the account or Bill adding, he will also receive a SMS message along with that email. In both cases, there will be a call to action or a link that he can just follow right along to self-serve and view that treatment plan. So that would be the main recommendation piece. And lastly, I really would like to talk about another fantastic feature, and that would be our protocol feature. So I've just jumped right back to the main area within my Fullscript account here, and you're going to see this create new widget at the very top here. And I'm just going to jump into protocol. Now, a protocol is actually pretty handy in the sense that it is almost like a general recommendation that can be sent to one-to-many clients. So, if it's a program you're running, if it covers a certain diet or a certain affliction, it's just a really great way to get the word out there. And this is going to look very similar to that recommendation tool that we just covered, with one main distinction. And that would be that we would add a protocol name as opposed to a patient or client name. So I'm going to go ahead and call this one sleep support. And then we'll add a quick message. Here we go. And that is the extent of my medical knowledge there. So I'm going to go ahead and add some supplements and resources. I know that melatonin is good for sleep. So let's just do a quick keyword search. I see Zymogen product, great reputable brand there. I'll just add that one. And you know what? While we're here, let's add a sleep resource. I bet we've got some in here. We'd have to spell it correctly to display it, though. There we are. And yeah, I've got 4 unique resources here. So I have a sleep hygiene handout. Let's go ahead and add that. So I can close down my catalog at this point in time. I've got a, very bare bones protocol, but I'm sure you all can come up with something a lot better. But just to show you what we can do with this great feature, I'm going to go ahead and create protocol in the bottom right, where it will revert me back to my protocol library, where we're going to see sleep support living right at the top. Now we're going to see that it's currently not shared with any clients. There's two really, really great features in sharing. So once I hover, you'll see I have the opportunity to share. That's going to, first of all, present me with a list of my existing clientele. You can pick and choose who you'd like to send this to. I've only got 2 people, but let's say I have 5 that I want to send out of 10. You would pick and choose, and then click Share Protocol here. Now, doing that, it'll populate how many clients it's been shared with. The clients themselves will receive an email letting them know that that protocol has been shared with them. That same call to action will be evident so that they can jump in and view and self-serve and reorder from that protocol for future use. But there's also another really, really cool share feature that I really wanted to cover here. So let's go back in. We're going to share. And instead of pick and choosing, we're actually going to click Make Public up here at the top. So the really cool thing about this is, first of all, it's going to instantaneously share with all of your clientele. They won't receive an email this time, but they will have that readily available to them inside their Fullscript account, inside a specific protocol area where they can view and order. But the really neat thing is, if I click Share with all clients here, you'll see that it generates a unique link. And this is actually a direct link to that protocol. So, let's imagine I'm writing a blog post or a web blast or an email blast, pardon me, or a blog article or a social post about getting a good night's sleep. And I really wanted to link out this protocol. I can do so with this link. And then, of course, your clients will have the ability to jump in and view and self-serve. But even if the reader is not a client, they'll be able to follow that link to your landing page, as we discussed at the beginning there. They can create an account on the fly and then be brought right into that protocol to self-serve. So a really, really great way to, number one, get the word out there for what you might recommend. And number two, it's a great way to grow your client base if that's something you're interested in. So those are the main features I wanted to cover here within the Fullscript platform. Of course, there's a million other bells and whistles. So I would recommend booking a demo or asking any questions after our time here today. So at this point, I'll jump on back over to our presentation here. And now I'd like to speak a little bit about boosting our income. So in addition to Fullscript being a valuable tool in your client's health journey, it can also be a great way to make revenue for you and your practice. We just showcased the Fullscript platform and how you can leverage our tools to supplement your patient's diet and send treatment plans directly to your clients. When you create your Fullscript account, you have the opportunity to earn revenue on every order purchased. You also have the option to offer a discount site-wide or individually discount to your patients. This allows you to be competitive in the market. In fact, we leverage this ability to offer Fullscript hosted patient promos. So patient promos, as you can see here, have become a huge lever for growth among our practitioners. Here are just some of the really great stats that we pulled showing the benefits of opting into these promotions. A few that really stick out to me is, 182% increase in supplement dispensary payouts, 152% increase in number of first orders from new clients. That's a really, really big one. And then a whopping 502% increase in number of existing patients who placed their first order of the year during a sale. So those numbers definitely speak for themselves. Fullscript can also be a really fantastic way to save time and cut back on administrative duties. To further support you in crafting treatment plans, we have tons of resources. Fullscript's medical advisory team collaborates with integrative medicine thought leaders and practitioners to educate and empower your people. So there are over 150 easily digestible patient handouts and resources, as I showcased in our demo there. They enable adherence to our condition-specific protocols. All content is reviewed by expert practitioners and Fullscript's integrative medical advisory team, and peer-reviewed articles with linked references and sources for all medical statements, as Fullscript loves to show their homework. And this one might be a little more so near and dear to my heart, but we also have some great integration options. We've worked really hard to make Fullscript ergonomic and easy to navigate for both you and your patients. We've taken that a step further, though, and integrated with 27 different EHRs and other health information technology platforms like nutrition planning platforms and lab diagnostic tools. These integrations help make your workflow more efficient, reducing administrative burdens and saving you time and money. Now I'd love to dive into the client experience as well. First off, I'd like to, cover a couple of recent testimonials. Here's one from one of our providers on client side satisfaction. People are loving that it's not just supplements anymore on Fullscript. It's a great one-stop shop for wellness products. We love collaborating with Fullscript, and that's from Kristen, a nutritional counselor. Next, I'll get a couple testimonials from customers. So Monica M said, "I prefer getting my supplements from Fullscript because it's super convenient. I trust the quality and it's very easy to stay on track with their reminders." Ashley G said, "I love that Fullscript is automated, so every single month I have my supplements shipped to my door, and that's one less thing I have to think about." So that's some high praise there for sure. At this point, I'd like to play a quick video from one of our valued clients speaking about all the benefits he's experienced while utilizing Fullscript.
Hi, my name is Omar Medina. I'm from Hermiston, Oregon, and I've been using Fullscript to support my health journey for about 6 months now. Before Fullscript, I got my supplements from mostly from Amazon, and I definitely prefer getting my supplements from Fullscript because it's super convenient. I can trust the quality of the supplements, and the prices are actually pretty competitive with any other place that I've seen. If I didn't have Fullscript, I would possibly fall off track on my treatment plan, just forgetting to get the supplements. And I could also see myself having to settle for lower quality supplements. If I could sum up my Fullscript experience in 3 words, it would be trusted, fast, and really convenient.
Okay, so that was some really high praise there. Love hearing that. And yeah, now I'd like to speak to our world-class customer support. So our customer support team is absolutely unmatched. In a world that is quickly moving away from human interaction, Fullscript actually doubles down on this, providing the best possible experience for both providers and clients. Here are a few stats that we use to support this. The ones that really stick out to me are the 95% positive customer monthly review rate, a median call center wait time of 22 seconds, and the fact that we have all channels managed from one environment. These hardworking colleagues are all expertly trained in all things Fullscript and have been equipped with the tools necessary to navigate complex issues and recover from any potentially negative experience. That's it for me, really. So thank you so much for coming today and giving me the opportunity to showcase our platform. I hope it was a valuable experience for everyone involved. I have a few extra slides containing some really fantastic links and resources to help get you started. Happy to share, and they'll be made available after our time here, of course. As well, I think my wonderful colleague Kaya will be attempting to share a few of them in the chat here. I'd really also love to encourage everyone here to book a demo with one of our expert Fullscript onboarders. They can really shed some light on, any questions you might have and paint a really great picture how Fullscript can benefit you and your clients. So at this point, I'm going to go ahead and open the floor up for any questions, or as I believe there were some previous ones at the ready.
Yes, we did have a few sent in advance, so I do want to get to those. I see, Kaya, you've added in the chat there a link already. That looks like a US sign up link. Is there a different one for Canada as well? You're
There
getting
sure
that?
is. Yeah, there sure is.
Amazing. Perfect. So we'll make sure that we get those 2 links up as well, along with the replay. That is important information to have. I'm just saving that there. Let me jump into the questions that we had sort of teed up. But for those of you who are here live, if you have any questions, please pop those in the chat or in the Q&A box, and we can come back around to those as well. So one of the questions that was sent in advance was about how Fullscript supports the practitioner if a product is out of stock. So if they've put something into a protocol or made a recommendation to a client, the client clicks the link, goes through to make a purchase, and something is out of stock, what will populate for the client to show them, different alternatives, or how do they get in touch with the practitioner? Can you run through that really quickly for us?
Absolutely. Yeah, there's a lot of great things I can say about that. So once a provider sends off a recommendation, a client will first of all, in 99% of the cases see that the product is either on back order or what have you. So they can actually order that whole treatment plan. Fullscript will immediately ship what is available to the client, and then they put it on back order, that one product itself. And within 21 days, if it is restocked, and that is kind of the nature of a back order. So if you're showing as back ordered, chances are it's going to arrive within those 21 days. And Fullscript keeps you apprised every step of the way and ships that off once it's ready, of course, separately, and no additional charges shipping wise, anything like that. Also, there is another great feature in Fullscript where a patient can actually offer and ask for an alternative right there from within their account. It essentially pings the provider to take a look and see what kind of a suitable substitute would be.
Wonderful, thank you.
You're welcome.
Earlier in the presentation, you touched on this just a little bit. You mentioned that Fullscript doesn't just offer supplements anymore, that there's other types of wellness products. Are you able to share a little bit about what other types of products are available on the platform?
Yeah, offhand, I'm not necessarily an expert in the whole catalog, but I know that we do offer some, like you said, some wellness products. So we have a great line of, shampoos and soaps and toothpaste, and I'm trying to think of other things. There's definitely different washes and things of that nature, but more than happy to follow up with. I think I have a list somewhere that actually provides all of those wellness not supplements, I should say.
The wellness products. That I think that's actually really useful. As nutritionists, oftentimes in our protocols, if we're working on hormonal issues or things like that, then we might be recommending clients to swap out personal care products. So those extra products are going to be useful for folks. So that's good to know. Kaya, since you are here, is there a link or anywhere where potential practitioners wanting to use this platform could go and look at that full catalog to see if some of their favorite products are there?
I can actually speak to that as well.
Sure.
So they actually have made the catalog viewable to anybody, even without an account. So just visiting Fullscript, I'd have to kind of jump in there and see, but you can view the catalog without an account. So you can view what's available before, signing up.
Beautiful. All right, I have one last question queued up. So for those of you who are here live, this is your last chance to type really quickly if you've got another question. Otherwise, this will be our last one. So it might be a longer answer though, anyways. We did want to talk a little bit more about the integrations. That was something that we got a lot of questions about after the last webinar you folks did with us last year. And you mentioned during your presentation that there were, I think you said 27 different integrations available. You had some great ones up on screen. Jane, Practice Better. I know a lot of us are using those integrations. But are you able to elaborate a little bit about some other integrations, maybe things like email marketing platforms that folks might be using, or some of the functionality between those EHR platforms and Fullscript?
Yeah, so it really would be dealer's choice in that regard. So all of the different integrations have different offerings. You mentioned some great ones in Jane and Practice Better that kind of do it all. So you've got your in-app messaging, you've got your video calls, you've got your scheduling, as well. A lot of these EMRs and EHRs have their own integrations with different platforms that can offer that as well. I do have a list. It's not at the ready now, but it's basically a differentiator of the different things that are offered throughout each integration. So it really would be what you're looking for. I would definitely recommend Practice Better. Healthy's another super valuable integration partner of ours. But the purpose of all of them at the end of the day is to leverage Fullscript in a really great way where, you are not jumping around, tabbing back and forth. You're writing recommendations right there from within the EHR, and you're using that EHR as your centralized hub.
I've got one more question popped up here.
Sure thing.
Relating to the revenue. So you had shared on the protocol function how there was a share link that you could embed in a blog post. Can you do that as well with individual products?
You can, yeah. So it's a little bit different in that regard, but it's called an embeddable product card. And that is turned on automatically for all Fullscript providers. Essentially, if you're shopping the catalog, you know what, I can even jump back here. I believe I'm still sharing.
Sure.
Yeah, if people can see my screen here,
Yep.
I'm just going to go right into my catalog. And if you see this magnesium SAP, for example, and you really wanted to highlight that on a website or on a blog post, you can hit these three dots and you can showcase on your website. And what that's going to do is it's going to generate code that you can then just embed right into your website, and it will produce that image. And that image will act like a clickable button where in clicking it, it will bring them right to your landing page where they can create an account, be brought right to that supplement to read more about or order as they will now be clients within your dispensary.
Perfect. And I see you've got some links there in the chat, Kaya. Thank you so much for doing that.
Thank you, Kaya.
Make sure that I save those. I don't see any other questions coming through. Those were all the ones that we had sort of preloaded as well. So you had said there were some links that you wanted to make sure that you shared. Did we get through all of them, or is there anything else that we should cover before we wrap up for today?
We'll make sure to get you a copy of the deck itself. There are some additional resources in there that we didn't get a chance to cover. Just great things to make sure everybody has at hand, including the links we did discuss. And the only other thing I wanted to add in terms of the backorder question that did come up, Dave did a fantastic job answering from the patient perspective, which I believe was kind of the central concern. But on the practitioner side, one of the things we've also added, Dave showcased this in the demo that he did where we show similar products. We also have a product swap opportunity. So on the practitioner side, if you've absolutely fallen in love with a specific magnesium, that's the one you're most familiar with, the one you recommend, but it happens to be out of stock, we do have great resources available to you to help select an alternative. And then at the end of the day, if you ever have additional questions beyond that, we do have an integrative medical team that's accessible. So we can also always connect you with somebody from our team to make sure that you're finding the appropriate products in that capacity as well. I just think it's a great thing to highlight on the practitioner side that those resources to support your patients with those questions that might come up are always there and accessible to you. We also have a fantastic in-stock rate. So hopefully it's not something that you come up against very often. Our in-stock rate ranges between 98 and 99%. So also hopefully it's not something you encounter too often.
Wonderful. Thank you for adding that. Yeah, all important things to know. It's really, as you have both said, Fullscript is here to help practitioners to leverage their time as well, right? Make sure we're cutting down time. So that product swap and the similar items, that's going to cut down research time and other things that folks might be doing. So that's great to know that those are there.
Absolutely.
So was there, just want to make sure to circle back, were there any other links or any other little bits that you want to share before we end off today?
I think we're good. I think Kaya was going to take a look and see if we could provide some other links. And I'm also going to find a list of those wellness products that we spoke to that I couldn't give you a full view of. So I know that there's something somewhere that somebody had shared with me, and I'm gonna get that to everybody.
Okay, that sounds great. We will watch for those resources. I'll include those along with the replay for the rest of our group here. Thank you both for joining us today and sharing this little bit of next level information to build on what folks already learned about Fullscript with us last year. That was really great. I love that you kept it nice and concise. Oftentimes we have the opposite issue where, things can go on for an hour or more. So it's nice when we can keep it nice and concise, show all of the important bits because folks are busy. So this will be a nice replay for them to really understand that back end in Fullscript, see all of that functionality. So thank you so much for sharing.
You bet. Thanks for having me.
All right. And thank you to those of you who attended live, or if you're on the replay and made it all the way to the end, thank you so much. Dave, Kaya, thank you again for being here, and we will talk to everyone again soon. Take care.
Sounds great. Bye, everyone.